If you've thought of going to Dundas Bay, watch this.
We are headed out to Dundas Bay. I've been wanting to see it for a while, and we've set aside this time so that I can check it out. I guess both of us are going to check it out. It's a little foggy out here. Glacier Bay is over there somewhere. And over here we have a couple planes. We're trying to get in there and can't get in there because of the fog. It looks like these two boats might be assisting in moving people over to Glacier Bay.
Which dock it is, but we're at the cannery. Okay, sounds good. I'll be there in about 3 minutes.
Fishing charter.
Check it out, a killer whale. I haven't seen many of those, so they're unique for me.
I'm beginning to think that instead of heading to the coast, we should be trying to get some salmon around here.
We just finished our visit in Glacier Bay, and we were in this whole area here that I'm circling. Dundas Bay is still part of the Glacier Bay National Park, but it's outside of the permitting area, and it's over here. Okay, I'm in charge at this point. Eric went down to do things in the boat, and it's pretty foggy. I still have some pretty decent visibility. I'm not only monitoring this screen, I'm also keeping an eye on my radar, just to make sure that there's nothing in front of us that is going to surprise me. We are doing just over 8 knots, not bad. And like normal, fog also comes with a little wind most of the time. We just lost our internet. This is a cell modem that we were using, and we won't have internet for a while. There's one little dot on there, and I can see now that there's one little boat out there. We have some porpoises out here. I don't know why, but the porpoises don't like our boat. They used to be on the bow of our old boat, but this one, they just kind of ignore. Eric says it's because we travel too slow. There's the one boat that was on our radar screen. Eric was impressed that I was watching it. Oh, we have a fishing boat following us. There's a halibut's gate. Just look how calm it is. So we're coming right into Dundas Bay now. That was kind of quick. Good trip?
Yeah, pretty easy so far. Hard part's come out.
What's going to be hard about it?
Looks like Dundas Bay has some obstacles, obstructions that you've got to watch out for.
Okay.
It says to go slow.
We have never been in Dundas Bay, and the books make it sound a little scary. So we thought we would go ahead and show you what we see out of the windows and what we see on the charts for those that may follow behind us. As you can see, there's kind of a narrow passage. We want to stay in the white as much as we can. The light blue's okay, but we want to stay away from the dark blue.
I put on a time-lapse video so that you could see what we could see without spending as much time as we did going through Dundas Bay. As you can see, there's quite a bit of water, but you want to stay in the deeper part so that you don't end up aground. If you are going to boat in Alaska, you have to take the good with the bad. Apparently there's very good views, but we aren't going to see many of those on this trip. Eric is a firm believer in having a paper chart as well as your electronic charts, especially in these areas less traveled. Although the forward-facing camera just shows the grays and the blues, if you look out the side you see more of the greens, grays, and golds. And we finally get to the bend in the bay where there were a ton of sea otters. So cute. Eric is choosing to go this way and up. There's a rock here and a rock there. So we're right here. We just got down to 25 feet. Still looking good ahead of us. White knuckled?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Good. You can see the two rocks that we're trying to avoid. And we missed those two rocks. This is a big open area where we are not going. This is where we're headed. And here we are coming around the bend, going to the area that is supposed to be a pretty decent anchorage, though it looks kind of shallow. Here's the anchorage that we're exploring. As you can tell, this is taking Eric's full attention. He wants to make sure we don't ground. There is no way for us to get help if anything happens. There's no cell service and there's no VHF radio. Again, it looks like there's all this water, but you saw from the plotter, we only have a very narrow area in which it's deep enough for us to travel. Can you imagine trying to do this without the plotter? We're almost to the anchorage and we only have 13 feet of water under our keel. This is what we're seeing out of the window as we approach the anchorage.
We came in here expecting 19 feet and we're only seeing 12.
To be clear, that's 12 underneath the keel.
We aren't thinking we want to anchor in 12 feet of water.
It's just about low tide,
It's what, low tide right now?
but just about.
It's pretty and all, but we only have 10 feet below our keel. I think we're gonna go anchor somewhere else.
Glacier Bay has a tidal swing of up to 25 feet, making awareness of tides crucial to boaters. There was no way Eric was going to sleep anchored in that shallow of water, so back we headed to the other anchorage. But first, Eric has to get us turned around in this small area.
Good news is Eric got us out of there. We're up to 17, 18 feet of water. Ooh, we just went down to 16, 15.
As you can tell, this is a little nerve-wracking. What you're seeing us watch is the forward-facing sonar. It tells us where the depth is where we're at, but it also shows us 12, 24, 36, 48 feet out.
Slowly. Okay, so the tough part's over. Only now we don't know where we're gonna go anchor, so we're having discussions. But captain's in charge, so. Here we are, returning to this anchorage. Look at that, there's 93 feet of water right here. Destin's like, let's just get anchored so I can have my wine treat.
This is where we ended up being anchored. Here's a closer look at the anchorage. The X is where you'd anchor. You have to watch out for this rock, and this rock is the most concerning since some of the charts have it wrong.
We're getting ready to leave this morning. I've got Distant out here. She's gonna go do her thing. You can really see the rocks this morning. I'm gonna have to go see if I can find the other rock that's on this side. This is probably the most we've seen the mountain since we got here. It is a lower tide. We're pulling anchor. You can see one of the rocks over there that's marked. And then of course, this is the one that we've been seeing with the seals on it. As you can see, this is where we've been anchored for the last several days. This is the low spot that he wants me to keep an eye out for. This is the rock that was along shore. And this is the rock that the seals are on.
At high tide, you can't even see that rock that the seals are on.
We are currently anchored in 31 feet of water and it is low tide.
Rock is emerged at most tides, will dry at extreme low, properly located on some electronic charts. Be extremely careful. This rock is known to cause damage.
Eric is cautiously following his track. Back out of here. At 7:26 this morning, it was a negative 0.5 tide. Wow, what's that thing up there? Oh, I think that's the sun.
Yeah, so sorry, that did you know. Great. Time 1800 local time, Alaska Southeast. The Coast Guard has received a report of the overdue sailing vessel Abby Normal was transiting from Nia Bay, Washington to Craig, Alaska with 01 persons on board. Their fatigue sailing vessel Abby Normal left Nia Bay on the 14th of July and was scheduled to arrive in Craig on the 22nd of July. All vessels are requested to keep a sharp lookout, assist if possible, and report all sightings to the Coast Guard. Great.
Eric is out there attaching the anchor block.
We don't know what we're gonna get when we get out of here as far as weather, so just being prepared. And now he's tying the anchor back to the cleat that's on the deck. And that's fresh water that he is using out there. What did you think of that anchorage?
Nice. It was probably pretty good. I don't know that I'd recommend the southwest arm. I think it is. We're down to I think 13 feet because there was another 4 to 5 feet of tide to go out.
What about a smaller boat?
Well, yeah. I mean, we probably could have been okay. We would have had 2 to 3 feet of water in the keel, but we're only 6 feet. We only draw 6 feet, so yeah, a smaller boat would be fine. The anchorage, at least according to the chart, looks a little deeper in that arm, in the south end of that arm. But this is the first day we can see the mountaintops since we've been here. Anyway,
Where are we going?
we're going to go up the, I think it would be considered the west arm of Dundas Bay and just kind of see what it looks like, and then maybe Pelican or Elfin Cove perhaps, or Graves Harbor. Haven't decided yet.
It's kind of pretty when you can actually see. We're gonna be leaving through there. Look at how cool this looks. It just hasn't been very good weather. Look at this. Still have snow over here. We are headed up the North Arm to see what that looks like.
Not sure if it's more the western arm or the northern arm. We'll see here. Oh, north arm.
North Arm, Dundas Bay. If it's beautiful, we could just stay.
It's kind of nice, but I don't know. I'm ready to go someplace else.
This is someplace else. Here's what the North Arm looks like. That's to the starboard side. And here's to port.
So this is the north arm of Dundas Bay. I think this looks like this is a much more interesting acreage than we were in last time. If we come back here, this is where we'll come stay.
A lot of rocks up there. This beach is also quite interesting.
Time 15:20 local time, Alaska Southeast, Elvin Cove. The Coast Guard received a report of the light ring and debris in vicinity of Elvin Cove. GPS position 58, tax 08.849 north, 136, tax 18.004 west. All vessels in the vicinity are requested to keep a sharp lookout, assist if possible, and report all sites to the Coast Guard.
Well, we are leaving Dundas Bay. That's the entrance to the bay. It's a lot clearer today. We could have seen more, but sometimes, well, you can't control the weather, so just have to do the best we have with weather that we get. It's a long ways in. I think I would come back again. There's other places that I think I like better, though.
Looking back on this video, I think I would go back to Dundas Bay, but I would just make sure that I could see the mountaintops.
Havaseas you next time.